Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Samantha Morton, Biography. Early life. Samantha Jane Morton was born on May 13, 1977, in Nottingham, England. Her childhood was difficult. Her parents separated when she was young, and she spent much of her early life in foster care in children's homes. These experiences shaped her perspective and later inspired her to speak publicly about the challenges of the social care system. At age 13, she joined the Central Junior Television Workshop in Nottingham, a training program for young actors. This was a turning point in her life, giving her both stability and a path toward a performing career. Rise to acting success. Morton began working in British television during her teens, appearing in series and made-for-TV dramas. Her talent for portraying emotionally intense characters soon drew attention. Her international breakthrough came in the late 1990s, Sweet and Lowdown, 1999. She played Hattie, a mute laundress, and earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. In America, 2003, her performance as a struggling mother earned her a second Academy Award nomination, this time for Best Actress. From that point on, Morton became known as one of the finest character actors of her generation. Notable film and television roles over her career. Samantha Morton has moved easily between independent films, major studio productions, and television. Some of her standout roles include Minority Report, 2002, directed by Steven Spielberg. She played Agatha, a psychic central to the story. Control, 2007, she portrayed Deborah Curtis, wife of Joy Division singer Ian Curtis. Synecdoche, New York, 2008, a complex and experimental drama directed by Charlie Kaufman. Harlots, 2017-2019, a television drama in which she starred as brothel owner Margaret Wells. The Walking Dead, 2019-2020, she played Alpha, one of the series' most memorable and chilling villains. Directing and writing. Morton is not only an actress, she has also directed. Her directorial debut, The Unloved, 2009, was a powerful semi-autobiographical drama based on her own experience growing up in care. The film won awards and demonstrated her gift for telling deeply personal stories. Personal life and advocacy. Samantha Morton's early life shaped her commitment to social issues. She is outspoken about child welfare, inequality in the foster care system, and the treatment of children in institutional settings. She uses her platform to advocate for young people whose voices are often unheard. She is known for valuing privacy, but she has expressed that motherhood and family bring joy and stability to her life. Acting style and legacy. Morton is admired for her intensity, emotional depth, and authenticity. She often plays characters who are vulnerable, damaged, or overlooked, roles that require courage and empathy. Directors and critics praise her ability to deliver powerful performances without relying on exaggeration or theatrics. She has built a career defined not by celebrity culture but by artistic integrity. Samantha Morton, in-depth. Early difficulties and determination. Growing up in the UK foster care and social services system, Samantha Morton often shifted between foster families and residential care homes. By her own account, she learned early to rely on herself. When she discovered acting, it was not merely a hobby, it was a refuge and a form of expression. At the Central Junior Television Workshop, she began to channel her painful experiences into performance. Unlike many actors who develop their craft through formal education or connections, Morton built her career from the ground up, driven by resilience and instinct. Launch into professional work. Early television. Morton first appeared in British television series during the early 1990s. Even in small roles, critics noticed her intensity and emotional honesty. She wasn't trying to play characters, she became them. Films and TV during this period included social realism dramas, period adaptations, character-driven TV films. Her acting was noted for its rawness. She avoided theatricality and instead favored internal, quiet emotional work. Breakthrough. From indie films to Oscar recognition. Sweet and Lowdown, 1999. Morton's breakout came from her role as Hattie, a woman who cannot speak, which meant she had no dialogue. She had to communicate entirely through expression, gesture, silence, and presence. Viewers and critics were stunned. She earned her first Academy Award nomination. In America, 2003, this film was deeply emotional, a story about a family struggling with grief while trying to start over. Morton's portrayal of a mother holding a family together through tragedy earned her a second Oscar nomination. Her performance felt lived in and truthful rather than theatrical. Working with major directors, Morton has collaborated with some of the greatest filmmakers of her era. Steven Spielberg, Minority Report. She played Agatha, a traumatized psychic whose visions power the film's plot. Her vulnerability made the story's sci-fi world human. Charlie Kaufman, Synecdoche, New York. Morton played Hazel, a woman whose life is entangled in memory and fantasy. The film is surreal, philosophical, and emotionally intricate. Anton Corbijn, Control. Morton portrayed Deborah Curtis opposite Sam Riley's Ian Curtis. Her performance was fierce and grounded, showing both fragility and strength. Morton is selective. She turns down roles if she feels the script lacks emotional truth. Range and transformation. Morton's ability to disappear into roles is remarkable. In Control, she is warm and earthy. In Minority Report, she is ethereal and haunted. In The Walking Dead, she is terrifying, calculating, and primal. Her portrayal of Alpha in The Walking Dead was a revelation to a new generation of viewers. Critics called her interpretation mesmerizing, ferocious, and unpredictable. She played Alpha with a cold stillness that made her presence more frightening than physical violence. Behind the camera, The Unloved. Morton wrote and directed The Unloved, 2009, a television drama drawn from her own childhood. It shows the foster care system from the viewpoint of a neglected girl. The film won major awards and is considered one of the most powerful social dramas of its era. Morton has said she wanted to create a story that told the truth about children who feel invisible, showed what it's like to grow up without safety or advocacy, gave dignity to children in care. This wasn't just a film, it was activism. Advocacy and voice. Samantha Morton is widely respected not only as an artist but as an advocate for foster children and care survivors, social welfare reform, mental health awareness. She speaks openly about trauma, healing, therapy, and the importance of changing how society treats vulnerable children. Many actors stay silent about painful pasts. Morton refuses to. Acting philosophy. Morton once said that she doesn't act from imagination, she acts from memory and lived truth. Her method involves emotional immersion rather than rehearsal repetition, building characters from their emotional wounds, prioritizing honesty over glamour. She once turned down blockbuster roles because they didn't connect with her emotionally. For Morton, art matters more than fame. Legacy. Samantha Morton is considered one of the best British actors of her generation, a performer of extraordinary emotional intelligence, a fearless storyteller who uses her career to elevate difficult truths. Her journey, from growing up in care to becoming an Oscar-nominated actor, director, and advocate, demonstrates resilience, courage, and artistic integrity. Samantha Morton, a deeper portrait. The actor who refuses to be defined. Samantha Morton is unusual in modern cinema because she resists the celebrity machinery that surrounds the industry. She avoids the spotlight unless it serves the work. Morton once expressed that acting is not about being seen, but about telling the truth through characters who often cannot speak for themselves. She frequently gravitates toward complex emotional trauma characters who lack power or voice, people living on the margins of society. Rather than glamorizing these roles, she treats them with dignity. Emotional process and acting method. Morton's acting process is intense, private, and instinctive. How she works: she studies the emotional world of the character, not just the script. She avoids over-rehearsal, she wants the moment to feel alive. She uses her personal history to understand pain, grief, and resilience. She lets vulnerability lead rather than technique. She does not perform feelings, she experiences them. Directors often comment that Morton brings something unexpected: a sudden burst of emotion, a stillness, an internal struggle visible only in her eyes. Her style is minimalist but powerful. A small movement, a quiet pause, or a look can communicate more than pages of dialogue. Relationship with directors. Steven Spielberg. Spielberg admired the rawness of her performance in Minority Report and trusted her instincts completely. Even surrounded by state-of-the-art technology and visual effects, she remained the emotional heartbeat of the film. Charlie Kaufman, known for philosophical and emotionally layered scripts, cast her in Synecdoche, New York because of her unparalleled ability to portray ordinary unhappiness with extraordinary depth. Woody Allen. When she starred in Sweet and Lowdown, she had no lines. Woody Allen later said he cast her because her face expressed entire stories without spoken words. Morton has no fear of collaborating with strong directors, but only if the material respects the character's humanity. Choosing roles with purpose. Morton's career is full of unconventional choices. She often turns down large commercial opportunities for smaller indie films if the emotional core moves her. She once said, "If I don't believe in the character, I can't do it. I can't lie." Examples of bold choices: turning down big studio scripts because they lacked emotional depth. Playing flawed or unlikable characters without fear of judgment. Choosing films that challenge audiences rather than comfort them. For her, art always comes before career strategy. Her role in The Walking Dead, a reinvention. Samantha Morton's portrayal of Alpha, the leader of the Whisperers, stunned audiences. It introduced her to a new global fanbase. Characteristics of her Alpha: stillness instead of shouting, controlled menace instead of chaos, a chilling emotional detachment. She showed that horror isn't about violence, it's about psychology. Many critics consider her Alpha one of the best villains in modern television. Private life and grounded humanity. Morton is extremely private, but what she has shared reveals her priorities. She values family and motherhood deeply. She prefers small creative spaces to Hollywood parties. She grounds herself in real life, not fame. Because of the trauma she endured as a child, she created a home environment built on safety and love, the opposite of her upbringing. Despite her success, she still carries deep empathy for children in difficult circumstances. Advocate for change. Unlike many public figures who speak briefly about causes, Morton's advocacy is lifelong and rooted in personal experience. She speaks openly about abuse within institutional care, the long-term psychological effects of childhood trauma, the need for systemic reform in social services. She doesn't advocate as a celebrity, she advocates as someone who lived it. Her voice matters because she speaks not out of theory, but out of truth. Legacy and cultural impact. Samantha Morton's legacy is not measured by red carpets or publicity. It is measured by performances carved from honesty, roles that challenge audiences, and her refusal to compromise artistic integrity. She stands among the greatest actors of her generation, not because she is famous, but because she is fearless. In short, Samantha Morton is an actor who feels deeply, works courageously, and uses her art to illuminate lives often ignored. She didn't just make it in the industry, she became a force within it.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.